Recording.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bill Eisenhower, and I'm going to go over a lot of materials, but I cannot go into it in depth because I have probably spent somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 hours on my computer watching videos, and I got to condense a lot of that down into this 1 hour plus a demo. So with that, I'm going to just give you enough information to entice you, because this is going to be a learning experience. This is mainly going to be about the iOS 26 application that has been updated, and has been heavily updated for photos. Okay, next.
Okay.
Or you have, or do I have a clicker? Okay. Now, they completely master redesigned the camera app with a lot of hidden settings. They changed the photo app for find, share, and sort your photos with ease. They made it a little bit easier, and I guess I'm in your way over here. Okay. And there's different modes and features on the latest phones. So iOS 26 went on 11 up. Now 16 and 17 have a lot of the fancier stuff on it because the chips were not in the earlier versions to use some of the Apple intelligence that's involved. Next.
Okay.
Now, so I'm going to do 4 main areas. I'm going to deal with the camera mainly. Oh, okay. The camera physically, and I'm going to give you some highlights on that. And then there's a photo application, and that's what has been heavily modified. There are 2 distinct features on your iPhone. And then there will be editing, and that is a complete whole new 4-hour course. And a lot of the handouts that I have, if you want to get into it and you are used to an SLR, some of this will make sense to you. If you're just a normal camera user on automatic, you don't need a lot of the stuff that I have to present unless you really want to get into it. And then taking photos and videos. There's techniques. That's a whole new course. Yeah, it works now.
It sure does. Okay.
And
put it on
that it takes a lot of skill to take professional looking photos. But I can give you some quick tips to make even ordinary auto photos look good. Okay? Now, on the camera, there are 3 to 4 lenses depending on the model. There's one in the front. That's the one that you use to take your selfies with. And you will find that that's pretty much the same on almost all the cameras. There's 2 main, the second one is the main camera, which is on the back of the phone. And then there's an ultra wide. Okay? Then there's the telephoto. The Pro models have the telephoto. If you look at your phone and you only have 2 lenses on the back, it's not a Pro, and that would be the main and the ultra wide. If you have 3, you have the telephoto. And each one of these has been improved with each version of the Apple phone coming out. Okay, now, camera controls. I'm going to show you in the demo how to open a camera app. Then there's a new side button on the iPhone 16 and 17. It's on the right on the bottom. And you just tap that and you can get right straight to your camera. You don't have to fiddle around with selecting camera. And they have exposure, zoom, depth, tone, and camera selection on there. There's other settings also, but those are the main ones. Settings, you can customize them with putting them on a dial. Like you can change your iris, you can set your f-stops, you can set the magnification. These are all techniques. It's physically on the phone app. And then the manual control, this is for you guys that want to take professional type photos. If you're not into that, you just want to take a quick snap of your grandkids or your cat or your dog or your dinner, you stay in the auto. The manual allows you to change your shutter speed, your ISO, the white balance, and there's in-app controls such as a viewfinder, zoom, flash, live photo, filters. There's a timer, there's a grid, macro, night mode, and many more features on the physical phone. Now, photo application. The photo application is a software program, and it allows you to store your photos on your iPhone. Every time you take a picture, it will get stored in your photo album, and that's where it will reside. Now, you can go through and you can sort these, and you can sort them into files and other albums, and I'll show you how to do that in the live demo. Now, after you have your photos, you want to share them. There's a couple of ways you can share them. You can actually email them to somebody. You can send a whole album. You don't send your whole, every picture you got, so you would select them and put them into like an album. You know, like a photo album you get from the store, and you pick out the ones you want and you put them in the album. That's what this is too. The big problem with the phones, especially the non-pro phones, is storage. Videos and pictures take up a lot of storage. So one of the handouts that I've given to you is how to offload the pictures off of your camera so you don't run out of storage, and Apple keeps saying, hey, give me 99 cents for another X amount of memory for your photos, okay? So that is a big thing, is how to get your photos off your phone, keep them archived, and then make room for the new photos. Because you know you got to have a picture of every one of your meals, okay? Okay. Storing. Every photo you take is automatically stored in your library tab. That's that thing that looks like a little flower thing. And I'll show you that in a live demo. And sorting. You can have what they call collections. Now, a lot of them are already preset in there, such as portrait, trips, videos, screenshots, selfies, etc. So these are the collections that you can get. They're actually albums, and they're called a collection. And then you have the albums that you create, then you have folders, and it's just like on your desktop computer. You can have a folder and keep stuffing stuff into it. So if you got your bills, you put your bills in there. If you got your medical records, you put your medical records in one folder. So it's easier to find. So what this is how you organize the photos that you've taken so that you can get to them. There's also there's filters that I can demonstrate that says, oh, I wanted to see that picture that I recently took. I can go into the recently added album, or I can go into date capture, and you can sort. There's all kinds of ways that you can take this application and find the photos that you have acquired. Okay? Sharing. If you have an album, which you will, and you have pictures in it, you can long press on it, tap on share, and tap options. And all those options are like everything I said. You can share them by sending them by airdrop, by putting the two phones together. And you can also do iPhone to an Android now, and on some of them. You can email them, you can send them in Messenger, or you can put them in an iCar, a shared folder that you can give people access to. So you have a family, and say 5 of you went on a trip. You all took photos of the trip. Well, you can create a shared album on Apple's computers, which there's no limit. You can put those photos in that shared album, and I put 10 in. You've taken pictures because you went to the winery where I went somewhere else. You'll put the pictures of your winery trip in that shared album so everybody has them, okay? And that's a nice way to do it. The nice thing about the shared albums is they're off of your phone. They still reside on your phone, but they're an actual physical copy on Apple servers. So if you delete the photo off of your phone, it doesn't delete it out of the shared app that's on the Apple servers in a shared file. That's a great way to reduce your memory space on your phones. Okay? And how to remove photos, albums from the phone to save space and you can put them on an external USB stick. Here is a USB stick. They're available now. They have the C connector for the iPhone 16 and 17 on them. You just plug them into the bottom of the phone, and you can take your photos off of your phone and put them on a memory stick. Then, after that's done, you take and plug the USB into your home computer, and you can take them off the memory stick and put them on your home computer. So this is a great little device. Depending on where you get them, I think I paid like $8 for this one. So, but if Adele was here, she hit that. This would take you to one of the handouts I think I gave you already. Okay? And there's actually 2 of them. Memory space, and there's 2. This is for videos and pictures and Windows 11 video player. Now what I want to tell you here is when you offload pictures off of your iPhone, they're in Apple's new high efficiency format, HI whatever, and they don't play on a regular player on your desktop. They're in that format. There is and the handout has it, there is a photo video player called VLC, I believe it is, that I have on my computer, and it has the interface that will take these HI type high efficiency photos off of your Apple and actually play them on your laptop or your desktop, just like a regular photo player would. So that's something to remember. Editing, there's new adjustment icon. You can tap and adjust to do adjust or filters or crop. There's portrait, alive, or cleanup. Cleanup is one of those things where if you have a picture of a beach and there's a fisherman out there fishing, you can highlight him and he disappears and you now have a clean beach. That's what cleanup is, okay? I'll try and demonstrate that for you also. And then you tap done when you're done, and your photo will now be edited. You can save, and you should be able to save it as a separate photo because you can always keep the original. Okay? Taking photos, you have the auto mode. The auto mode is you pick it up and you push the button and everything is set to auto, and I'll go through how to do the settings on the phone so that these settings are adjusted for the non-professional. And then they have the pro mode, which is you go in and you do your setup, and say you want to take a portrait of somebody at a wedding. You got them sitting there under the arbor or whatever. You can get them in your frame and you can go into manual and you can adjust the brightness, the color, hues, everything, and techniques. and you can even do panorama shots. Well, you can do that in the auto mode also. Panoramas are nice. They're also a 3D on the 16s and 17s that you can take some of your photos in a 3D mode. I don't think it's all that great, but it's supposed to be 3D, okay? And then I'll get into the live demo. Okay, so we're ready for the live demo.
I almost got it where I can, you could project it, but onto the projector.
Oh, okay.
But now, we're going to change the port.
And I'll take my phone
Okay.
and
You have to open your phone for it to see it.
okay. And let
It
me,
is one, there it is.
okay.
Let me get
Now,
out of
if
the way.
you take a look, you'll see that that's looks like a 3D. That's a new feature on iOS 26. I don't know why this thing turns off so fast when I'm on this cable. It doesn't do it normally. But anyhow, what we're going to do is we're going to swipe up and we're going to go into the camera mode. And now if you take a look, on the 16 and 17 you got this little button on the right side of the phone right here. I press that. That brings up my camera mode. And you will see that there's a lot of things on here. Down here at the lower corner, this is the last photo that I took. Okay, and I can go through some of those. And now I'm going to go back into camera, and at the very bottom you'll see it where underneath the white dot I touch that and I can take a time lapse, a slow motion, a cinematic, a photo or a video, and portrait if I'm taking portraits. And the spatato is actually the 3D mode. And then there's the pano. And if you'll see in the pano, in the center at the top, you'll see that there's this, I have to rotate the phone, and it tells me if I'm taking a picture, which way to move the phone. Now, in here you will see in the middle that yellow line. That tells you that your camera is not quite level. I can move it left and right and get it level. When it's yellow, it's level. Okay? And the white lines are the grids. Most time when you take a photo, you don't want the picture of the main person in the center. You want them using a rule of the rule of thumb is rule of threes. You see there's 3 squares each way. You try to proportion your video or picture that you're taking. Like I'm going to come over here and you'll see that person is highlighted. And it says more light is recommended, hold still. So if I go around, you'll see they does a lot of not face recognition, but it is automatically trying to adjust for the best picture. Okay? Now I'm going to go back to regular photo this way, and you'll see I still have that same grid pattern because I've turned it on. And again, the same thing. It's a little bit different. Now, down at the bottom, if you want to be professional about it, it has your f-stops or flash. If I turn natural light, okay, then I have zoom, and if I touch it, I get this little wheel. I can adjust it to the zoom. There you go. There you go, Don. Look at that. You're on TV. Okay. And up at the top, you'll see that it's in a JPEG. I can take and change the resolution to 48, and in a settings I can also set it to RAW. The difference between the JPEG and the RAW is the amount of memory that it takes to store the photos. Okay? RAW takes a lot. If you're taking, say, wedding photos, the portraits, and you're going to want to edit them later, you might want to turn that on, because that gives you all the dynamics that you can get with the photo capture on the phone that you can edit later on. If it's just a JPEG, you're not as capable of changing the depth, the tones, the white balance, and that kind of stuff when you get into editing. Okay, now you got these little things up here. I hit the little dots up in the upper right hand corner, and you'll see that it has a exposure, styles, aspect, timer, live, and flash. Live is when you take a picture, it will take 30 pictures real quick. And when I have some live photos, I'll show you, you can go through them and you can pick the best one. In other words, a person might blink. Well, you might get them where they're not blinking. So that's one of the things. Then you got your exposure. You can turn that, and you can see you can change the light and darkness of your photo. I hit the little circle, okay, and now I've got, again, my rangefinder, and I hit the X and I'm out of that, okay. Now I go over to video, and all I do is hit it. Again, I still have my zoom on here. So these are all the different features that you can use on your camera. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into settings, because I want you to set your phones up the right way. So I'm going to go into settings, and I'm going to go down to where it says camera. See it down there towards the bottom? You see camera? Tap on that, and now you have all of the settings that is, and these are recommended settings that I got from my classes. You got your camera control, okay, and you got it's camera, a code scanner, Instagram, magnifier, or I'm going to leave it on camera. Single click. This is, and it tells you underneath, choose a gesture to open the camera app. If I can set it for double click, which means I have to push that button twice to turn the camera on, to get into the camera. If you don't want to waste that time, you leave it as a single click. You require the screen to be on. In other words, I don't have to have my screen turned on or the phone turned on in order to activate the camera. I can activate the camera with the screen not lit. Camera adjustments, you leave that on, and you can go into customize, and these are all the controls that you can use to control your hardware camera. You got exposure, depth, zoom, camera, styles, tone. You can check or uncheck whatever you don't want to be able to control. I left them all on. Gestures is light press rather than heavy press, and then swipe. And then clean preview, I have that turned on. Now I'm going to go to the caret at the top left, and I'm going to go down to lock focus and exposure. What this feature does is, if you set up your telephoto, your white balance, the exposure, everything, you can lock that in. This would be good if you're taking only portraits and you're in the same setting all the time, which means you don't have to go back in and reset them for every photo that when you turn your phone on. But most time you don't want to do that. you want to be able to manually change things, so don't lock it. Visual intelligence, press and hold, accessibility. I just use default press. I didn't use lighter or firmer. Some people may have arthritis and they don't want to press hard, so they would use lighter. I'm going to go to the carrot at the top and go back, and I'm going to go down, recording video. If you take a look in here, I have it at 1080 at 60 frames per minute. That is one of the recommendations, or you can go to the high efficiency if you want. And it'll tell you down here underneath what each one of those are. Underneath that it says show PAL formats. PAL formats is only for non-US TVs. This is a television format or video format that's used in England, Africa, Asia. If you're going to be over in those countries and you're taking pictures and you want to be able to show them on their local computers and stuff, you want to use the PAL format. But if you're just going to not be over there, leave that off. Enhanced stabilization. That allows you to remove some jitter from your hands when you're taking the pictures. Mode light, yes. HDR video, high efficiency. Underneath it says video in cinematic mode will record video in 10-bit high dynamic range including Dolby Vision. That takes a lot of memory, so I left that off. I have auto FPS, I left that alone. Lock the camera, I don't lock the camera, and lock the white balance, so I don't do that. Now, you come down underneath it here, it says formats. You have most compatible is for the average person. You don't need the high efficiency. Photo mode, 24 resolution control.
Bill, are you going a little fast for them? I'm going to ask.
Yeah, okay. I'm just showing you that these are these are the controls that you can get into, and most of them explain what they are underneath. This here is use volume up for burst pictures. Scan QR codes. Yes, you want to be able to scan QR codes, so you turn that on. Show detected text. You want that on, and then we get into the shared library. You want to turn this on. That's share from the camera, and you can share it manually, not automatically, because then everything goes to a shared folder, which you really don't want to do. Okay, and then under composition, we recommend you turn all of these on. Grid, level, mirror, front camera, view outside the frame, etc. Turn on portraits in photo mode, prioritize faster shooting, lens correction, macro control, that allows you to take close-ups of like flowers, etc. Lens cleaning hints, you should clean your lenses with a lens cleaner, which is basically a light alcohol mixture. Lock screen swipe to open, you can leave that. So these are all basically the recommended camera settings that they have, that they recommend for the camera. Now, any questions on the physical camera itself? Okay. Now, you'll see that multicolor flower thing up there about halfway on the left. Tap that, and that gets you.
I can point to it for you.
Okay. That will turn on your
gallery.
Your photos that's stored on your phone. At the bottom you will see there's a thing that says library and then collections. I'm going to go to the library. These are all the pictures that I have on my phone, and you will see that the last one taken was here, and that's at the bottom. So the pictures are saved. Every picture you take is taken here, even the ones you didn't want to take are here. And if you got one that you want to get rid of, you can put your finger on it, and that will open up what you want to do with it. You want to share it, put it in your favorites, delete it, copy it, duplicate it, hide it, add it to an album, add to Sparky, which is one of my albums, or move to a personal library. I'm going to add it to favorites because I don't really have any favorites. I like me. Okay? Now, you'll see that there's a heart next to the picture. That says it's in my favorites album, which we'll get to in a little bit. Now, I'm going to go put another one in my favorites album. Let me see here. Okay, there you go. And I should be able to, there you go, touch the heart, and now that is in my favorites album. Okay, so that is all the photos that I have on here. Now, let's get a little bit into editing. Let's pick this helicopter here. There you go. Now you'll see that that helicopter, we don't care about the storm.
Yeah.
Now, I can take and put my finger on that picture, and I can look it up, I can select all or copy it. And let me see what I can do here. Okay. Up in the right corner, you'll see those 3 lines.
Yeah.
Okay. That allows me to do different things. That's my original. I'm trying to get it to do something here. Oh, cleanup. Let me show you cleanup. I'm going to select cleanup over on the left-hand side, and it's saying preparing cleanup. Now, tap, brush, or circle what you want to remove. I'm going to remove all of that, and now you'll see that it's going to be gone. And now it takes a while, and the fence is gone.
Wow.
Okay? This is how you get your X's off of your pictures.
Or when
Or your in-laws.
you take a picture of somebody and on top of their head is a flower pot.
Yeah, you can erase
Vase.
it. Okay?
You didn't notice when you took the picture.
Right. Now, you can now hit the 3 dots, and you can save as a duplicate, appearance, or undo cleanup. And I'm going to do undo cleanup, and the fence comes back. Okay? If I do the same thing again, and I do this, and let it do its magic, now I have that yellow check box up in the upper right hand corner. Just tap that. And now I have a picture with the fence gone. Okay?
Bill, do you still have the original?
I believe I do. Let me see. Let me go
Good
to
question.
I. Now, if I hit the I, this tells me when that picture was taken. It actually gives me a map of where it was taken. And it says it was modified with cleanup. Okay? And I want to get rid of that. I forget how to do that.
I thought you would have the option to save it as a copy.
I think I did, but I didn't.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you'll see here, somehow I got this helicopter getting the white lines around it. If I tap it, I'm going to copy, and I'm trying to make a sticker out of it. No recents, okay. Oh, there you go. Now I have here that helicopter as a sticker that I can find back in my photo album. And I have a hard problem getting out of these pictures. There we go. Let's see. Now I want to go back. And that sticker's somewhere. I forget where it goes. I have to pay attention. Okay. Also in the library, if you swipe all the way down, you will see all months and years. If I hit months, it tells me what pictures were taken by month. That picture of the helicopter was in October of this year, and the one below that was in November, and so on and so on. Okay? Now if I also go back to the library, how do I get out of that? I'm trying to, well, I'm there. Okay, collections, okay. Now I'll go back to the library. I'm trying to get out of this album. I have a hard time getting out of these things. Oh, there we go. I hit down here in the open area. I hit down in the open area. I didn't hit collections. I hit down in the open area.
Down in this area, right?
Yeah, I just tapped in there.
Okay.
Okay. And there's a stickers folder somewhere. It may be in collections. Okay, now I'm going to go into collections. Now, in collections, you will see it says pinned. There's that little blue caret in the upper right hand corner. I'm going to tap that. I'm going to do that for all of those albums that I have. And you're going to see the
blue caret?
The blue caret in the upper right hand corner of the collections.
Where's the blue caret?
Well, here.
That's
see under pinned, the blue caret. Okay? Now I can go into there, and I can also go in there and edit suggestions. I can find people, pets, etc. You just have to play with these. So I'm going to open these albums up a little bit so that you can see what's in them. Featured, recent days, trips. You'll notice under the album that says trips, I have no photos of any trips in there. So if you have photos of a trip, this is where they would go. Okay, now you're going to go down below that and you'll see media types. If you want to see videos, you would type videos. And it should show you, there you go, that is all the videos that I have in my library. I'm going to hit the caret in the top left, and I'm going to hit favorites, and lo and behold, there I am. That's all my favorites, okay? And you can hit, some of these are, they got the little arrow on the right hand side.
I'm just going to say, what happens when you go to search? Can you say stickers?
I can't, probably. No, there's
No,
nothing
okay.
in there. Well, it's only searching in that album.
Ah,
Okay.
That's a good point, though.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if I go up to the top where the three dots are, no. I go up here and I hit that. It's supposed to do something, right? It says
It may be taking, might be a Wi-Fi problem.
No. There you go. I just a long press on it. You'll see at the
long
top,
press.
there's that, the grid. I have the grid. I can go to a larger grid like that, and it'll change. Or I can go to that grid, and you'll see the stuff behind it is changing. So that's that. And you'll see that underneath there it says both libraries. That is personal library and shared library. Okay, if I take that off and I go to just shared library, that will then only show me the stuff that's supposedly in my shared library. It's recommended you put both libraries, okay? And now live photos. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to show you, this is, what's a good one here? Here, let's take that. This is a live photo, and it's supposed to
Looks 3D?
no, not 3D. I didn't get into that yet.
Okay. Oh, it is.
Oh, there you go. You can see. I long press on it, like down in the lower right-hand corner. Watch the people move. That's the 30 frames that it took when you were in the live mode. And you can, down here, theoretically be able to go through those live photos and edit them. You can see here how it moved. That's a live photo because it took 30 shots. Now the 30 shots doesn't take up as much memory space as if you took 30 individual photos, because it takes the first photo and then the second one is only the items that changed, and then the items that changed, the items that changed. So you can take 30 photos in less space than it takes to take 2 photos. So that's a big advantage if you're doing live photos. Okay. Let me go back here. Now, you can move these photos around. Like here, this here is a file, and it's called Pets. I can take all the pet albums that I have, I put my finger on it, and I can move it into that file. It's supposed to work very easily. I've already done it.
Yeah, but it's giving you to know.
Okay, that's all the pictures. It's in that.
Maybe that's.
Oh, add photos,
Is that the cover
delete,
of it?
pin, share photos. No, I don't want to do that. I want to take this should just take over and fill in one of these spots. I don't know why it's not working. Okay. Now, if I take and I tap on the word albums, that gives me the different,
And it says 8 pictures.
yeah, and there's 8 pictures in there. And if I open it up, you'll see that one of these is a video. Oh, that one there, because it has the time on it. This here is an actual video. I sped it up. Thought I could speed it up. But that was my dog acting like a cat. Well, it's actually my wife's cat. And okay. So that's that. and get back into collections, and we'll get down here to utilities. This is recently deleted. I don't have any Face ID or enter your passcode. View album, and it Face ID'd me before it let me in. These are all the photos that I recently deleted. If I want to get rid of them, I can select them and delete all. Delete from devices. That kills it. Now, one of the things when you're in one of these collections, and we'll do the, where's the favorites at? It should be there. But anyhow, what I want to show you was, if I take a photo, okay, there's people. That was a luncheon that I went to. And this I got off the shared file. People shared it with me, and I had to add it to my library, but it's in the shared file. And let me see. Long exposure, hidden. Both libraries show collection. Okay, reorder. Now, if you want to, you can reorder your collections or your albums. All you have to do is hit the reorder and take recent days and
Where
move
was
it up.
reorder?
It's just reordering how they're displayed,
Okay.
and then you hit the blue check mark, and they're reordered in the way that they're displayed. Okay? That bothers me that I can't get that file over. It's
Now
supposed
it's
to.
saying you can't, it's blocking you.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'll have to go back and watch that video. But anyhow, that's mainly the app. Now, let me show you another thing that people are interested in that is common now. We'll take that picture. If you take a look underneath the three dots, you see that little hectagon up there? If you tap that, and you see the screen changing, that turns it into a 3D photo. Okay? The only problem is it will not stay that way. It doesn't. They don't have the capability yet of saving them in that format,
Yeah,
except
not yet.
on your home screen. Okay? So that's what that one is. Now, if you turn my phone off, let me see.
Any questions?
Wait a minute. I want to show them something here.
Okay.
See this? This is my home screen. That's the only one that it will save it permanently as a 3D picture, is on your wallpaper. Okay? Let me see. What else was there? Well, let's take questions because we got like 10 minutes left. Now, like I say, I can't do this on here. I want to show them the stuff on the computer, the files that I have for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So I have to get the,
we just have to change over to your, over to this. because I want to show you what is available to you, and if you want it, we can get it to you. Okay, I need that plugged in.
Yeah, I unplugged it.
Like I say, I could not afford to print out these handouts.
Which one of these?
First off, I want to get into, this here is to save space. This is a Word document that I think you
You
already
have to
have.
look at this screen, not that screen, when you,
Oh, okay, okay. Now
Do you
we
want a
want to,
mouse?
get rid of that, so we want to exit out. What I want to do is I want to get into the, okay, here are the PDFs. This is photo editing,
good.
okay? And
Mouse?
mouse, yeah, that would be nice. So this here is a photo editing sheet, and that's for those of you who really want to take outstanding photos. If you want this, we can get it to you. If you don't need it and you're never going to do editing, that's fine. But we can send all of this to you. Okay. And basically what this does, it gets into the controls like exposure. It says mimics the effects of increasing or the amount of light, when to use it. So this is a very useful guide, and it's only a few pages long. And when you start getting into an example of a histogram, that's beyond me. I'm not a professional photographer. I'm an automatic type person, but I find it very interesting. And then this here is the iOS 26 guide. If you were here before, you should have already gotten this one.
I'll send
Okay.
it out again anyway.
Okay, and this goes through everything, and you'll find that there's a section in here on the photos.
Remember, when you get the PDFs of these, you can zoom in on them.
Yeah,
Because I'm looking at the size of that text.
yes. Now, let me show you this. I paid for these. I paid dearly to get these. This is a deep dive to master the photo app, and this is a video.
Straight kind of where we're going. The idea is that you can use the photos and videos stored in your library, and you can collect them into albums that you have personally created and curated. Your personally curated
Just
albums
to give you
are
a
the collections
flavor
tab
of
in
what
the
I was
albums
just
area.
doing.
And once you've curated your
Now.
photos into albums, this is useful not just for your own sorting and organizing purposes, but also because every album that you make can be shared in a bunch of different ways. So we'll go through ways to share different.
Okay, so that's that. And then the bonus content is a deep dive. And you'll see the Q&A. This was a day later, and this is where people called in and posed questions, and they feel that the questions
Where
live.
you could just
With these
have a
two,
regular slideshow.
you should be able to
A memory
master.
movie is a slideshow,
the
but with
photo
the timing
application.
of the transitions, time.
Okay, now up here, as an extra special bonus for you, this is a camera. In here, you will see there's a whole bunch of little videos. There is, I think, 31 of them. There's 31 in the bottom here. Like right here, camera settings.
Hello, insiders. In this video, we're going to go over part 1 of understanding your camera.
This is going through
If
how to set the settings like I did.
And clogging your storage
Okay.
frequently, then you may want
If you get down into here, how to use the timer function, how to use live photos.
Hello Insiders, in this video
With all of this, you should become very good photographers.
You can turn them
Okay.
into a still
So
What
that's,
I've been having trouble with, taking night shots like of the moon.
oh, the night shots they have, there's one in here. Night mode.
one of the pitfalls are locked back in. To turn off night mode on your iPhone first, you be running iOS 16 or later. But if you are,
I'm gonna
then
ask
the
you
camera
guys a
app
second,
in
I'll
the
tell you.
light setting. Then tap the
We're having a
night
little
mode
trouble
icon
because
in the
we're
upper
going through two different devices.
Yeah.
That's why it's skipping.
Yeah, I mean, this plays perfectly otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's- You're not gonna have that skipping of the words.
When we play it.
Because
When you
won't
play
be
it.
playing it
No,
through
you
his
won't.
phone
Okay.
into the internet. You see what's happening?
So
Yeah.
basically what I tried to do today was to give you an overview so you know what it is that you want to know and the background to go and get it in depth at your leisure, because I know that I've gone fast because I only have an hour. And so I wanted to make sure that you had the backup material to make it worth your while. But you know, you got to be able to take that perfect picture of your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so the grandkids will know what you ate 3 years from now,
Or where I
Okay.
travel to, rather than.
or
my
where you
business.
travel to.
I don't care about that.
All of that, all of those questions will be answered by those videos.
That you're sending
Okay.
us, so good. Now, can you send us a few extra days in the week, so we have time to do all
If
this?
you figure out how to do that, let
And
me
learn
know.
it, and learn it.
Let me know.
Can I put it under my pillow at night and by
Yes,
osmosis
yes,
absorb
yes.
it?
Now, the biggest thing that I gotta caution you on that most people don't really think about is, if you start filling your camera, library up with photos and videos, Apple's gonna want you to buy more storage space.
That's one of the questions.
My
I have.
recommendation is to get one of these USB devices or go through that process to offload those onto your Windows laptop.
And that's
The
what
big
it
problem there, like I said, is that they come off in a format that is not compatible with the Windows Media Player unless you go get an extension. That handouts tell you how to do that. Or you get this video player, it's VLC, it's free, you download
Yeah.
it, and it is fantastic.
Is there any way, I have a lot of photos on my phone because we travel and I take a picture of everything.
Right.
And I pay more than 99 cents to Apple every month.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but my
And most
problem-
people do, but it's not
How
worth
can
it.
I access them though? My phone is what I use to pretty much do everything. So if I'm talking to people and they just came back from Egypt and I want to share pictures, oh look, well this is what we did in Egypt. If I offload these pictures from my phone, then
That's
I don't
all.
have limited
When I
access to
was
them.
going through the
Or
shared
is there
app,
somewhere
when I
they
went
can
was
go?
when we were in the collections, and you go and you create that shared folder. And I said, you take the pictures and you actually make a copy of them on the shared folder. When you have that shared folder, you can have more than one. You can have as many as you want. You can have trip to Egypt, trip to Israel, trip to Baltimore. I don't know why you go to Baltimore, but you know, you have those separate files and they're on the Apple's servers.
so they're
Now you can
they're not
delete
on
them off of your phone.
uh-huh.
They'll be on that shared file.
Still be in the shared
They'll still be in a shared file. If you delete them out of a collection, they get deleted only out of the collection. They stay in your library. But if you delete them out of your library, they go away forever. That's your main bank, if you will. That's where all your money is.
So if I add pictures to a shared item,
Right.
they're stored on the Apple
On the
server.
Apple servers.
So they're not taking up space on my phone.
Correct.
And if I,
But they're still there. They only make a copy. They're still on your phone
So it is
unless
taking
you
up space.
remove them and put them, and I highly recommend this, don't just delete them. Use that download capabilities, whichever one fits for you, and get them off of your phone and
that's the
onto
problem.
a storage device
Right.
like a
That does-
memory
yeah, but
stick
that doesn't work
or
for me.
a,
External.
in your case, they probably won't all fit in a memory stick.
No, but
so-
I need them, I need access to them on my phone.
Well, what
If
you
I'm
do
sitting
then
talking to
is
someone, I'm not
won't.
gonna drive home and get my laptop and say, oh, by the way, I could show you pictures of those.
Well, then you need to put them on.
Here, a shared
Oh,
file.
yeah.
Well, we can
Let-
do
let-
that
let me-
on a Wednesday
I
thing
can't. I can't
sometime.
show. I want
I
to
don't
show
wanna
you
take
that,
up-
but I can't show you that here.
That's all right.
But I will
I can
show
do
you
that on a
this.
Wednesday.
And I showed you that drive. See this drive? It has a C.
Yeah, you told me about
Okay.
the C for,
Now if you
For
don't,
phone and the B.
if you have an older phone, it's a.
no, I need a C, I have a,
Yeah, well,
15.
you need one of these.
yeah,
You just plug that into the bottom, and let me show you how to get there. Let me come up front.
We have to change.
well, we
I
can,
have to.
we can
No,
do
no,
this,
you-
Bill,
this
we
won't
can
work
do
'cause
this
I gotta
on a
be plugged.
Wednesday,
Oh,
I don't
that's right,
wanna
you have
take
to
up
be
other
plugged in.
people's
Okay.
time, we can do this on a Wednesday.
I am going to
Here,
say this
let
is
me show
the,
you this.
Bill, can we end up,
Yes, we can end
I'm
it.
gonna stop recording, thank you.